Hi, welcome everybody. It's Chris Petri. Today we're going to have fun. We're going to do a gift card. Watercolor is a perfect medium to create gift cards because you can paint something really quickly and it dries, and you can literally have a card made in like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe even less time than that. But I'd just like to show you here how I make gift cards. I'm actually doing a miniature version, which is this here. But you can make the cards I make them all different sizes. Sometimes I'll make really large cards, maybe like um, maybe 10 or 8.5 by 11, like the size of a printer paper. And sometimes I make smaller cards like this. But here it's real simple to do it. So this applies to any size you want to make. You take you start off with a piece of watercolor paper, um, and basically you can orientate the card any way you like. You can make it, but basically the main thing is you fold it in half once, like so, and you have it folded, and then you can set it up so that your card is in a portrait format or a landscape format. So this card I'm going to go with a portrait format. So we'll have it upright in a vertical position with the card opening like so. And it's real simple. You have some, um, I'm looking for some artist tape. I have some artist tape around. It's a really wide tape, which is kind of helpful for cards. But basically, I just look at my card and I say, how large do I want my painting to be on this white border? I tend to like a lot of white border around the outside of the painting. So I'm going to say approximately something like this with a wide border at the bottom, so I can write a little note or a little comment there, whatever the card might be. And I take my tape and I just tape it right down to the board. I have a piece of masonite board that I work on, and then I just go around with the tape and then just tape off the edges. This weekend happens to be Mother's Day, so I'm making a Mother's Day card for my mom. So we're going around just taping everything off, and there we have it. Now this is your painting area, and then I have some simple a picture of some flowers across from me on my table, taped up on the wall over here. So I'll just do a simple sketch, contour drawing, I should say. And it's going to be a couple flowers here. Okay. And some. And that's about it for the sketching. And then we'll get our paints. And I always spritz my palette. I spritz my palette with some water, and then I take my paint from the last painting, tidy everything up, clean everything off nice, start off with a nice fresh clean palette. I have another bottom section to my palette, so I make sure all the sections are all clean, and then there's a center section here where the paints are. Okay, and then we're going to grab our brushes and our water. I'll put my palette down a second. Okay, we have our water and brushes. I'm just using a couple travel brushes, round brushes, Scotas. It's a 4 and a 6, or actually a 6, or a 2 and an 8. Okay, We'll put some paint out on the palette here. So with this one I'm going to use sap green, olive green, chromium of oxide, some viridian green, lots of good variations in color. So that's 4 different greens. And then some cobalt blue, some cerulean blue, and then we'll do some raw sienna, raw umber, cadmium yellow, and some alizarin crimson. Okay, so we got a lot of colors here. We'll mix it up. I'm just getting lots of water on here and paint, a very light wash. And I leave just a little bit of couple spots of white paper. And then we let that dry a little bit. I'm going to help this dry a little quicker. I have a blow dryer here. Okay, and as I let this dry a little bit, I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go in with darker tonal values on the flowers, on the stems and the actual petals of the flowers. It's going to be less water, so it's going to be mostly just paint out of the tube that I'm going to apply next on top of this wash. And I'm going to dry this paper pretty much almost completely dry. If it's a little damp, it's okay. But if I was to try to go back in and start adding more paint to that, with all that paper being really wet like that, it would just all smudge and make unpleasant marks on the paper. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit. And with the blow dryer, that dries. And now we'll go back with our palette and we'll wipe up the paint that we were just using, and then we can put out fresh paint. I'm going to use the smaller brush now, the number 2, and here we're going to go with raw sienna, sap green, and maybe a touch of cobalt blue, and we'll do some of the stems and leaf forms. Now I'm kind of moving around a little bit with my colors, so I try to, if I move around with the colors, it kind of simplifies things a little bit, so I don't have to keep going back and forth to the palette to get a new color each time I want to change a color in a specific section. I can just add this. I can load my brush up one time and then just go on a few different sections and then come back, and then I can get a different color and then do the same thing, and then just move around in different spots like that. do some golden color here. This is cadmium yellow and yellow ochre. So I have my palette set up. The greens and the blues and some golds here, and then I have some bright cadmium yellow and a little bit of cadmium orange and some yellow ochre. Some raw sienna. A little bit of alizarin crimson. Then I'll go with a little bigger brush here. Some splashing. And then maybe just some straight pigment, some sap green. Cerulean blue a little bit here. And that's quite a simple composition for a flower. I didn't get too overly fussy with everything. I just wanted to have a nice fun time here, a little bit of flower ideas. And then you will see that this is going to look really beautiful when we peel the tape off. The only thing we have to be very careful of here is that we use maybe the blow dryer again before we peel the tape off, but we're trying to work kind of quickly here so we can get this video completed in a timely fashion. And look at that. That's a great start to a card, and then you can finish the card by filling in any kind of message on the card you want. Here on the front, we'll do a Happy Mother's Day on the front here, and we can use magic markers, work great. And you can custom tailor it too. Put a person's name on it, mom, or you can customize your card as much as you like. And then before you would open up the card, you would make sure this is all dry so it doesn't smudge or cause any issues. And then you just open up the card, and then you can write another message here, maybe the main poem in the card that you like to put in there. And then also too, on this side, you can also maybe put a picture or something else that you might like, or what have you. But that's pretty much a simple gift card. And you can customize the size, make it as large or as small as you like. And I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye now.